Good morning. My name is Elizabeth. I'm one of the administrative staff at the church, and I'm doing this morning's daily devotional. I just wanted to do it on John 12 because this has definitely spoken to me in my life. When Jesus had said these things, he departed and he hid himself from them. Though he had done so many signs before them, they still did not believe in him, so that the words spoken by the prophet Isaiah might be fulfilled. Lord, who has believed what he heard from us? To whom has the arm of the Lord been revealed? Therefore they could not believe. For again Isaiah has said, he has blinded their eyes and hardened their hearts, lest they see with their eyes, understand with their hearts, and turn, and I would heal them. Isaiah said these things because he saw his glory and he spoke about him. Even so, many of the authorities believed in him, but for fear of the Pharisees, they did not confess it, so that they would not be put out of the synagogue. For they loved the glory that comes from man more than the glory that comes from God. And I was definitely convicted by that last statement, loving the glory that comes from men rather than the glory that comes from God, because I feel like in my life I've made so many mistakes motivated by that fear of what men will think, or people will think, or my family will think, or my friends will think, like family friends will think about my decisions. And I just feel like who of us has not done that? I wonder what they thought when I said that or when I did that. And I know that for me, some of my mistakes have been pretty big, like college and career stuff. And I know God's leading me on a journey. I know those were learning moments for me, and it's making me who I am. But I don't want to live my life that way. And even more, I think about not just what the mistakes I've made because of things I've wanted to do I let be motivated by fear of others, but even more so, are there things in my life that God has convicted me of? And I think that's, what this is getting at more is, are there things in my life I've been convicted of that I haven't done because of things people will say? I know there are things that have been that way for me. Has God put something on your heart before that you didn't do, or you changed your mind, or you had, these great feelings and thoughts about what God wanted you to do and you didn't do them because you worried about what people would think? I know I have. And I don't want to do that. I want to move forward in the strength and faith in what God is going to do. And it reminded me of a few things, like it says in Hebrews 11, Moses endured before Pharaoh, before all these things that he's faced, as seeing the one who was invisible. And something I read about John the Baptist said this: he was ready to go forth as heaven's messenger, unawed by the human, because he had looked upon the divine. He could stand upright and fearless in the presence of earthly rulers because he had bowed low before the King of Kings. And I just think about, like I said, all the decisions I've made in my life. And I really want this to be my reality, is that I look at what God thinks and remember that, everything in this world is so temporary, and God has plans that are bigger and better than what I see. And it speaks somewhere in the gospel of the disciples didn't understand what Jesus was doing when he did it, but after he died and was glorified, resurrected, they understood. And I think there are so many things in our lives that are that same way. And so my hope for us is that when God puts something on our hearts and convicts us of the truth and the ways that we should go, that we do it. And we don't worry about what men will think, because their opinions are so fleeting, and their opinions, God sees the end from the beginning. He sees so much more than we could ever see. And we know that he loves us and he holds us in his hand, and that he has a bigger and better plan for us. I sincerely believe that not everything that God plans for us will understand now, or the outcome of things will understand, but by faith we hold on to the fact that God is leading us. We can believe that through our mistakes and through all of those mistakes that I've made for fear of man. He's leading us. His grace is bigger than that. But Can we trust him moving forward in the ways he wants to lead us? I hope so. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and God bless.